guys, welcome back to A Simple Sacred Home. My name is Paige. Today I'm doing another realistic week in my life vlog in the third trimester. I'm about to be 36 weeks tomorrow, which is crazy, but I figured I would just take you through the week. We have lots of things going on, trying to prepare for this baby. I really like to be done with all of my essential tasks by 37 weeks. That way the last few weeks I can just focus on things I want to do but aren't essential to get done. I don't feel stressed out because I've got all the big tasks done. I just have to keep up with household tasks and whatnot. Basically I have this whole week and I'd really, like I said, like to be done with the essentials, and then starting next week I can just kind of chill, do things I want to do, keep up with everything, just kind of be on baby watch. But it is Monday, so I'm going to start by rotating my daughter's books. I just made a video about books that I've been collecting for a classical book basket. I will link that video down below if you're interested. But on Mondays, that's the day that I rotate through my books. So I figured I would show you how I do that. We rotate toys on Mondays and we rotate the books on Mondays. So on the top shelf, I tend to keep more biblical Christian books, and then on the bottom, it's just more of the classic books. So Psalm 23 by Richard Jesse Watson. This is one on the memorial list that I talked about in the last video. So that one stays in the rotation every single week, and we read that regardless of what else we're reading. This one, We're Going on a Bear Hunt, is not on the reading list. This one my daughter doesn't really like yet. It's a little too lengthy for her right now, but I have this here to help me when I'm in labor. I just want to have it as a reference. My doula gave this to me with my daughter's pregnancy. And then these are some of the books that are on the classical list. I mentioned this book as well. This one came from KiwiCo. So this is just one that she really likes. So I'm going to take out that one for now. I basically take everything off and then I just rebuild. That one I know for a fact is staying, so I'm going to leave that. I'm going to take these two out. So summertime, I'm going to keep Jane Foster's Summertime. She's starting to like this one. Here is the basket of classical books. I will take 1 to 3, depending on the week and what's going on, and add them to my shelf. So I have Jane Foster's Summertime. That one we used last week, and we're going to keep that in the rotation, so that one's already there. So I need 1 or 2 more new books. First Words by Hannah and Holly. So we're going to add that one. Then we're going to do 10 Tiny Toes. This one's by Carolyn Jane Church. Those are going to be our 2 new additions for the week. I'm going to add those to my shelf. And then these are 2 others on the classic book list that are recommended. She isn't gravitating towards this one as much as this one, so I'm going to put this away. We'll rotate it, bring it back in a couple weeks, and we'll keep baby animals in. Okay, and then like I said, on the top shelf, I try to do a few other books that we've just purchased that we like and want to have in her rotation. I'm going to take this one out. Keep this one because it's one of our favorites. This one because she's been enjoying this a lot lately. And then I'm going to add in this one. This is The Story of the Bible, God and His Very Good Creation by the Daily Grace Co. This is book 1 in a series. We don't have the rest of the series. So the Christian theology books for kids I absolutely love, and those are such a great gift idea. So I like to ask for those for birthdays or Christmas. So it's been a few hours. We went and did some returns that we needed to do. We had lunch, took a nap. I worked on editing a new video, but I wanted to show you guys and actually pack a basket that I'm planning to use during labor. So basically I just wanted to have a basket of all things that I might potentially want to use during labor and birth. I've been listening to everybody's birth stories. Once again, I'm trying to go for an unmedicated natural birth this time around. I want to have as many options available to me as I can. Packing this little basket will also allow me to see if anything needs to be charged. I know I have a few things that are chargeable, so I want to make sure I charge them within the next couple of days so that they're fully charged, just in case. We never know when we're going to go into labor. That way, if there's anything that I'm missing that I need to get, can figure that out this week and then make sure I order it and have it ready to go. Here is the basket. I got this at Home Goods. I've been utilizing Home Goods a lot. I just find they have really good stuff. A lot of times you have to be careful, but some things aren't the best quality, but a lot of things are good quality and they're a good price. They're cheaper than Amazon, they're cheaper than Wayfair, even Target sometimes. I try to go there if I do need something first, and then if I can't find what I'm looking for there, then I'll go elsewhere. But I really like the scallop basket because I can use it for storage after as well. Okay, so I have a birth comb. I had gotten this with my daughter, and I think I just found this on Amazon. Some people really like these. Some people say they do nothing for them, but I wanted to have it. I'm pretty sure that with my daughter, I didn't even pull this out of my hospital bag, but want to have it available. I also got a peanut ball this time around. I've heard some women like the peanut ball. They like to be in the side lying position and use the peanut ball. I really just want as many options as humanly possible so that I can try anything and everything if I need to. If things are going well and I don't need to, then great. But if I need another option, I would like to have one. This time around, I also got this stroller fan. I've heard a lot of people like having a fan. They recommend the stroller fan because it's portable, obviously. And these can like wrap on the hospital bed or wherever you want to mount it. This is also something that I can use after birth for the stroller, so I thought that this was a good option. Okay, I also have my TENS machine. This I can start practicing with, and by practicing, it's just like testing it out. They say you should test it out before you actually start trying to use it during labor to make sure you know what you're doing. But they said not to test it before 37 weeks. So this is something next week we'll be able to play around with a little bit. This is another thing that needs to be charged. And then I also have some lavender essential oils. I was talking to my midwife because I've heard a lot of people say that they like to use essential oils. And I was asking my midwife because I've heard different things about essential oils, and you shouldn't use them during labor. You shouldn't use them when you're pregnant. There's just a lot of different information. My midwife recommend not diffusing them because some women are really sensitive to smell, and even if it's a smell or a scent that you really like during labor, that might not be the case. And if you're diffusing it, it's going to be harder to get rid of the smell. So she recommended, if you're going to use it, to like put it on something that you can like sniff. So I heard another mom that had like an eye mask, and she like put a few drops on her eye mask, and then she would either put her eye mask on or she would just hold it up to her nose if she wanted to smell it. So I have some organic lavender. I do normally really like lavender. It helps me relax. So I'm gonna have this in the basket just in case I want it, but I don't know if I will, obviously. Okay, and then the other thing is my labor gown. I used this with my daughter, and it's really nice rather than using like a hospital gown. Kindred Braverly. I showed this in a vlog with my daughter when I was packing my hospital bag, so I will link that down below if you're interested. But this one was actually just on sale. I really liked it for my labor with her as well. Pockets, buttons down the front, but then it also has Velcro in the back, so if you are getting an epidural or anything, you can keep this on and you just open the back. So really nice for starting nursing as well. I'm also going to put in this film camera, which sounds silly, but I would love to capture some pictures during labor. When I'm in the zone, I don't think I will be thinking about the camera, but I'm hoping that if it's in this basket that my birth team will be able to grab some pictures. Like I know with my daughter, my doula at some points had taken pictures. I didn't even ask her to do that. She just did. And so I'm like, maybe if the camera is just sitting there with film in it, somebody will grab it and take some pictures. I'll tell my husband and I'll let my like doula know it's there. That's all I have in here right now. I think that I will probably keep a couple electrolyte packets, some hair ties. I know I want to have my headphones in here, but I use my headphones every day, so that might be something I just have to grab from wherever they are at that time. But oh, my heating pack. I need to find my heating pad and put that in here. Okay, I wanted to share with you guys a sweet treat that I've been making. I will warn you, they're very addicting. Proceed with caution. They're not healthy, but they're very delicious, and they're healthier than the actual candy. And it is date Snickers. I know these are super popular online, so you might already have seen them or how to make them, but I thought I would just share in case you haven't, because they're so easy, they're so good, and they've definitely been satisfying that chocolate bar craving when I've had one during pregnancy. So super easy, super minimal ingredients, but you're going to need some dates. I like to get the ones that are pre-pitted. I'm using lightly salted peanuts. You could use any kind of nut that you either already have around your home or your preferred. Also going to be using milk chocolate. The milk chocolate makes it taste even more like a Snickers, but if you want to use dark chocolate or semi-sweet or whatever, you can do that as well. And then the last ingredient is just some peanut butter. I really like the Smucker's natural peanut butter. I use this for both me and my daughter. It's literally just peanut and contains 1% or less of salt. So you just open the date like that. Just put them on either a cookie sheet or some kind of dish that you can put in the freezer. So then you're just gonna take your peanut butter. This is a more natural peanut butter, so you're gonna just stir it first. And then you're just going to put your peanut butter in between the date halves. You're gonna take your peanuts and like a line at the center on each one. Then you're just gonna put these in the freezer so that they harden. I leave them in there a couple of hours, and then we'll come back and do the final step. Okay, so it's been a few hours. Just want to give them enough time so that they're like solid, so that when you dip them in the chocolate, they're not like making a mess everywhere. I'm just gonna take the chocolate chips, put them into a bowl. I don't measure them, I just put some in the bowl and hope it's enough, and if it isn't enough, then I can add more after. And then I just put it in the microwave for 40 seconds at a time. I'll take it out after 40 seconds and stir it, and then I'll keep doing that until it's all liquefied. And then all I do is take one of the date Snickers, put it in the chocolate, and then just cover it so that all the sides are covered. And then I use a spoon, or you could use a fork. Just want to make sure you get the extra chocolate off, and then I just put it back in the same container that I originally froze them in. I'm going to do that for the rest of them, and then we're going to put them back in the freezer. And then I honestly just keep mine in the freezer, but you can, once they're frozen and they like solidify, you can keep them in the fridge if you prefer. Very exciting, but making me realize I need to get a move on a few things. So last night I had my husband bring up the bassinet, the swing, the bouncer, and all the newborn and 0 to 3 month clothes should be here. I honestly don't know how much I have, so that's why I want to go through everything, see what I do have, see if there's anything that we need. So we're gonna go through and see what we have, wash everything, and then if there is anything that I find out that we need, I'll be able to grab that ASAP. I had gotten a lot of the newborn from Quincy May. They're bamboo and they're super thin, stretchy, comfortable, and soft. So highly recommend these ones. So I have this whole basket of newborn. I have mainly long sleeve, like footsie pajamas, but I do have some short sleeve onesies too, which will be nice since it is summertime this time around. Now I'm just going to clean all of the baby gear. This is part of the swing. I'm just wiping everything down with a gentle toxin-free baby soap since they were packed away, and then I'll have my husband put all of these together. This is the bouncer. We used this a ton because it's really portable, so it's easy to move around with you from room to room. This was perfect. I used this a ton for if I was like doing dishes or something in the kitchen or cooking something. I would just put her in this and she would be right with me and I could get stuff done. This is a must-have for me, and this one just came from Target. I want to say it was not very expensive. I didn't get a fancy one. I just got a very basic one. It has the cover that I have to wash, so that's why it's not on here. But yeah, it's all stays together. You don't have to dismantle it. You can if you want, but it's pretty compact, very thin, and works really well for babies. I also went ahead this day and added a runner back into our hallway. I used to have a runner here, but the runner that I had was not like slip resistant, so I always used these sticky pads on the corners, which keeps the rug in place, which I love because it doesn't move. But for cleaning, it's inconvenient because every time you peel the rug up, it obviously reduces how sticky the corners are. So I feel like I was going through a lot of the sticky corners. And then I also set up my postpartum carts. So I have 2 postpartum carts. I have one that I keep in my room next to my bed, and then I have one that I keep in the bathroom. The one that I keep next to my bed has basically anything I would need in the middle of the night for baby or for breastfeeding. So I have my sound machine, I have a coaster for my water, I have the remote controls to like our fan and our light. I also have my supplement container here so that I make sure that I'm taking my supplements, because postpartum I find it really hard to take my supplements because you're just super busy. I also have my headphones here. On the second shelf I have an extra blanket for baby. I have nursing pads. I also have a colostrum collecting kit. And then on the bottom shelf I have more like pump specific items and some other breastfeeding things. My ideal situation is to not pump if I don't have to. I would like to just exclusively breastfeed, but I would like to have everything that I need ready to go in case I do need to do that. So that's what's on the bottom shelf. On the bathroom postpartum cart, this one is more for your care postpartum. On the top shelf, I just keep extra toilet paper, wipes, matches, things like that. And then on the bottom 2 shelves, which are easier for me to reach, I have some things that might help. So different sprays, cooling pad liners, my Peri bottle. Definitely recommend the Peri bottle. But a lot of these other items were things that I had purchased with my last pregnancy and didn't end up using. So I checked the expiration date. They weren't expired, so I just put them here, but I didn't even use them with my daughter. So I don't necessarily think that they are 100% necessary to have, but everybody's different, and depending on what the situation is, you very much might need them. So I'd rather have it and not use it than not have it and need it. And then on the bottom shelf I keep the diapers and ice packs for myself. Those I definitely did use and I liked having, so I make sure I have those. The diapers I used last time were the Always Discreet. I really liked them. I thought they worked well, so I just got those ones again, and I actually had some left over from last time as well, so I'm using those ones up first.